तो महेश्वरः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। All of us develop our character by a sheer strength of practice. When we practice to be depressed and dejected, we can develop that kind of character. So here, there are three types of characters: Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. The Sattvic Karta is the one who is functioning with inspiration and dedication. Rajasic Karta is the one who is functioning under the influence of the desire pressure. And yesterday we entered with the Tamasic person who is the doer. How is he? Ayuktaha, most disorganized. Prakrutaha, doesn't have any technical know-how. Stabdaha, is extremely arrogant. Shataha, is with always bad designs in his mind. Naishkrutikaha, he neither works himself nor allow others to work. And Alasaha, so up to Alasa we have come. This is Bhagavad Gita chapter 18 verse 28 we are talking about. I could see the struggle. कहाँ गया? So, Alasaha means the one who doesn't have rust in life. Everything is taken with no interest. Alasaha. Up to here. Now Vishadi. Vishadi means a complaint box. Always complaining with something or the other. Those who have this complaining attitude, they are non-competent people, therefore they complain. And then Dirghasutri cha, this is the most beautiful thing. Dirghasutri means Aaj kare so kal kare so parso bhi kya karna, jab jeena hai barso. Isn't it? As much we can postpone doing the things. Vishadi Dirgha Sutri cha. Any job you give and it is never done on time. Such a person is called as Tamasic, functioning under the influence of the ignorance and dull-wittedness. And this all, Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic, these three characters are our own development. Please understand this. When you enter any house or any room, you leave the shoes outside. How you leave the shoes outside is your practice. Some people will park their shoes on the side near the door. Some people will keep them right in the threshold and leave the shoes and walk inside. It is not they have got bad intention, but they have got bad habit. See? So all of us develop our character because of the sheer habit. You must have known when the cows, buffaloes, bullocks, when they go for grazing in the field, in the evening they come home. After they come home to their respective home, they are not required to be told. They go and stand before their pillar. And one such buffalo was sold to another person. So when it was sold, afterwards, evening when that buffalo came from grazing, she went to that old house because she knows only one thing, that old house. She went there and stood there. And when that owner, who is no more owner, when he is not tying down, she was feeling surprising, funny, I belong to you. Sheer habit. Now leave this example. Come in the present. When you come from various places, where is my chair? Are we in any way less than the habitual lifestyle? Friends, please remember, never form habits in the worldly things. Second thing, and very important thing, if habit formation is the limitation of our mind, why not form positive and creative habits? It is just a habit formation. Why not do that? Therefore, this description is meant to realize that if we are tamasic, lazy, indolent, we have developed that character. Nobody is responsible. If we are functioning all the time under irritation and disgust and vengeance, it is our own fault. And if we are functioning under inspiration, it is our own creation. After having said this, now the next one comes, the buddhi. See, if you go back, Bhagwan has told, Jnanam, Jneyam, Parijñata, Trividha, Karma Chodana. These are the three factors which are the prompting given behind every karma. Then Karanam, Karma, Karta, Trividha, Karma, Sangraha. These are the instrument of action. So totally there are 6. So Bhagwan should have told about all the 6. But what he said, I shall tell you only Jnanam, Karma, cha, Karta, cha. What about the remaining 3? Now why the remaining 3 were not told? Because Karanam, instrument. Instrument is not Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. When you take a knife, that knife is not Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. It is just a knife. Therefore, Karanam is not said. And then, Jneyam. This is the object. Now, the object is not Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. It is just an object. Therefore, you cannot classify into 3 categories. And Parijñata, the knower, and the Karta, the doer, they are always the same. The one who knows, he alone does. And therefore, out of the 6 factors, Bhagwan said, I shall tell you the 3 differences on account of only Jnana, Karma, Karta. However, Karanam means instrument of function. What is the instrument with which we function in this world? The Jnanendriyas, organs of perception, the Karmendriyas, organ of action, and all of them are basically supported by the instrument of wisdom or the intellect. So once we take intellect into consideration, all the remaining are included. And therefore, here now, Bhagwan talks about the 3 types of buddhi. So, buddhir bhedam dhruteshchaiva gunataha srividham srunu rochyamanam asheshena pruthakvena dhananjaya. Now, hey Arjun, I shall tell you the 3 aspects of the buddhi. Buddhi means the instrument of knowledge, instrument of understanding. What are these? First, pravrittim cha nivrittim cha karya karye bhaya bhaye bandham moksham chaya vetti buddhi sa partha sattviki. The first thing, pravrittim cha nivrittim cha ya buddhi vetti sa sattviki. Second, karya akarya ya buddhi vetti sa sattviki. Third, bhaya abhaya ya buddhi vetti sa sattviki. Third. Fourth, bandham moksham cha ya vetti. So there are 4 pairs. That instrument which is able to discriminate and differentiate. In these pairs, which are the pairs? First is pravrittim cha nivrittim cha. We must have a clear understanding about where to get involved and where not to get involved. This is one very important thing. Many times when we have taken this robe for what? Only for knowing the truth. All other things stand cancelled. This is what I learned from Swami Akhandanand Maharaj. I remember long time back, he told. That time I didn't appreciate, but now it has gone deep in my system. He said, if you have a real commitment to the non-dual reality, Advaita Tattva, you cannot get involved into religious activities. What are religious activities? Like, many people, they tell me very clearly, Swamiji, you are able to really tell the things with great emphasis and all that. Why don't you tell about Ram Janmabhoomi, about Krishna Janmabhoomi? I said, I don't know about my Janmabhoomi. Who knows about Rama and Krishna Janmabhoomi? See? That falls in the purview of the politics. Neither the Muslims have problem, nor the Hindus have problem. Neither Ram has a problem, nor the Rahim has problem. Neither Krishna has problem, nor Kareem has problem. Problem is only with the politicians. And if they will not handle with this, what they will do? You must have pity on them. They have to survive. Like the doctors mentioned, maintain the patients. The politicians have to maintain the problem. They don't want to solve the problem. See? There was a doctor and he made his son also doctor. And when the son started practicing with the father, the son said, Dad, Mom, you have been working very hard. You deserve a good holiday. So go to Switzerland. So they were exported. And take your own time. So after 1 month, father came. And the son was so happy to, Dad, could you believe what happened? All the old patients I cured and sent them back. The dad said, my doggy, stupid son, I have maintained them for you. And you got them cured and said, now what will you do? Now I have to become a patient. But I will not pay. That is why doctors don't see the pulse, they see the purse. Therefore, where to get involved, where not to get involved. We must have clarity of vision. See, once it happened with one very elderly politician. He used to be in the central ministry. His wife used to be very regular listener. I had gone to their house when I was in Delhi. And this person, he very nice man, very well read, a rare case, but very well read. And when I went for lectures in a place where he was in charge of the whole state, so she told me, his wife, my Amma, Swamiji, please don't mind, he doesn't go to anybody's lecture. He will not come to your lecture. I said, I don't care. As long as he doesn't allow me to, he doesn't bother that I eat food and all that. Let him come on. Who cares? My interest is only food. So, then we sat together for food. And when we sat, I said, Amma, where is my chili? Without chili, I will not take food. Now, she is such a big lady. Yes, Swamiji, tomorrow. I said, no, tomorrow. Get up and get me right now. Now, that poor lady got up, went to the kitchen, got chili and nicely washed it. Ab khane mein maja aaya, and we ate. And her husband, such an elderly man, he was just observing. And then we had all the topics of his interest. Evening, he told his security that I'll be going for his lectures. Immediately all the security alert. And he came. Huge the security. And he came and sat like you are sitting on the floor. He sat. He didn't sit in the chair. Thereafter he came for all the 7 days. And then that Amma, when I came home, when he was not around, she came and she caught hold of my feet. And she says, Swamiji, I don't know what jadoo you have made on my husband. He has never gone and attended one single lecture of any Mahatma. I said, maybe abnormal people like abnormal people. That could be the reason. So I said, why don't you ask him? He said, no, I am afraid of him. He may not come tomorrow. Who knows? It's good he is coming. I want him to come. I failed. And one day he himself brought this topic. He said, you know why I come for your lecture? I said, because you have nothing to do, therefore you come. All bekar people come for my lecture. He said, this is what I like in you. He said, you don't have a double standard. Please be very attentive. It is so essential, friends. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha. If we are not in politics, we have no business in condemning or appreciating politicians and making an issue out of it. Make jokes. There is a different issue. But don't make issues out of that. If you have taken the upper rope to know the truth, only follow that path. Therefore, pravrittim cha nivrittim cha. We must be very clear. If you want to fight for the Rama Janmabhoomi, get into politics and create more problems because they are less. So, pravrittim cha, nivrittim cha. These two things must be perfectly known. This example I gave you. Suppose you have got a car which can run very fast and suddenly you have to apply brake. So while you are going up this pedal road, then after the upslope is over, then suppose you have to suddenly apply the brake because there is some problem. But your car is such that after you apply brake on the pedal road, it stops at Shivaji Park. How much you can create damage for the LIC? Therefore, both the things, perfect understanding in what we get involved, in what we don't get involved. If this is clear in your life, you will never get miserable. See, please remember this. This thing also I told you once. Once a person asked me, Swamiji, how lucky you are. Wherever you go, you are honored, respected, loved by so much. What is the secret? In Kutch, Bhuj, they asked me. I said the secret is, before I land, they know my day of departure. See, it is not Yadgatva Nanivartante. It's not like that. Before the world has to tell us, will you please shut up? Before that, we should have the wisdom to keep our mouth shut. Before somebody has to tell us, will you please get out of my house? Before that, we should have a wisdom to get out. See? When this is not understood, we are dumb. How important it is. And this is what happens with many families, elderly people. They don't understand whether they are required to participate in their children's life or not. If your advice is not required, don't give. Then what will you do? Tell me. People tell me, Swamiji, you should not do like this thing. Swamiji, you should eat this with that. Little dhokla with chutney tastes so good. I said, to whom? See, pravrittim cha, nivrittim cha, first principle of life. Second thing, karya, karye, what should be done. Karya means worthy of doing. What should be done and what should not be done. This should be clearly understood by us. So first is pravrutti, nivrutti, involvement, withdrawal. Second thing, the area of operation. Are we required in a particular place or not? If not, leave that place. Very important. Should we get involved in some kind of activity or not? Who will decide? Be very attentive. Bhagavan Krishna is talking to Arjuna. And what he has to tell? Whether he should fight in the war or withdraw. Who will decide that? The Dharma Shastra. According to the position in life, whatever we are supposed to do is already spelled out clearly. If I am a father, Pita, then I must behave like a father, Pita, not Pita all the time. Very important. Therefore, Karya, Akarya. So first is involvement, non-involvement. Second is the area of operation. The third is Bhaya, Bhaye. Bhaya and the Abhaya. What we should be afraid of and what we should not be afraid of. Two things. We should be afraid of, definitely in our life, that we do not become a source of nuisance to others. We should be afraid, like Bhagwan Ramachandra, when he gives the kingdom of Lanka to Vibhishana after the war. Sakucha Sahita Dini. Bhagwan Ramachandra gave the kingdom to Vibhishana with great humility. Allah, he may reject it. So little is given, not with arrogance. So where we should be afraid, we must know and we must be afraid. Fear is a positive force if it is applied in an intelligent manner. See? Take for example, if I belong to such a family, if in my family nobody has taken drinks, drugs, smoking, and I belong to that family, and if I smoke, and if somebody sees, and if they tell my mom and dad how bad it will be, no, I can't do that. So this fear alone will protect us from ourselves. Bhaya, abhaya, fearlessness. Fearlessness is about walking the spiritual path. See? So, this instrument of intellect which knows this, where we should be afraid of and where we should not be afraid. 3 pairs. Then the 4th pair, Bandham Moksham Chayavetti. What is the meaning of bondage and liberation? This principle I have brought before you a number of times. Again I repeat. Our approach is not liberation of I, but liberation from I. Bondage is of I, and we have to get rid of this bondage of I. So first, the clarity about what is the bondage. Bondage is living in the relativity all through and not wanting to get out of the relativity. That is bondage. And in the relative world, there is no absolute solution. You cannot find out. See, many people, they imagine they are doing something great. What is something great? Solving the problem of these international issues and the dispute between this and that. When this was not there? See, is it for the first time that the Duryodhanas are existing? They have always been there. So we have to decide which is our area. Are we going to function in this world in such a manner that we get more entangled or we get out of it? And once you deeply go in your system, you will come to know that this waking world and the problems of the waking world, they become meaningful only when we are identified with the gross body. When our identification with the gross body is zero, the gross world the achievements and the failures of the gross world has zero value. See? If everybody will start thinking like this thing, that is why our religion is not progressing. Then you do progress. Please understand. That is why Upanishad says, Nayamatma balahinena labhyaha. The truth is not for the cowards, weaklings and the dropouts. It is for those who have the courage. Tyage nahi ki amritatva manashu. The courage to give up wrong notions about ourselves, about the bondage, about the freedom. I remember once I was going by train. I must have told you sometime. And in that AC compartment, that tea fellow came with a pencil and yes, whether you take vegetarian, non-vegetarian, tea, coffee and all that. So when he came, he did namaskar to me. I started, Mahatma ji, how are you? He said, Maharaj ji, I am fine. What shall I get for you? I said, get me black tea, light, without sugar, without milk, and I enjoy that. He got it. And then I said, yes, how much I have to pay? Maharaj ji, please give me this opportunity to serve. You don't pay me. Please take. This is from my side. I said, oh, thank you very much. Get after every 2 hours. So, when we were talking, there was one person, a typical Desh Bhakta. We sannyasis have got a uniform. Desha Bhakta has got uniform. So he was a uniformed Desha Bhakta. Uniformed means uninformed. So he was that kind of Desha Bhakta. And he said, you people have got a lot of freedom. See? Without paying anything, you are getting tea. I said, he was very elderly man. I said, Babaji, you join with me. Become Babaji. Everything is free. Then the question came, what are you doing? When he asked me, I said, I do nothing, therefore I am Babaji. Then how do you move? I said, when I go to somebody's house, it is their problem to get me rid of me. So they give me as a dakshina, I take it. This is how I keep on moving. Then naturally a question comes, who are you? So he said, I am a freedom fighter. I said, are you still fighting? He said, you don't know freedom fighter? I said, no, I don't know. Are you still fighting? They said, no, now we have got the freedom. I said, do we get the freedom? Really? Freedom from whom? And freedom for whom? See? He said, you are becoming philosophical. No. I said, I am becoming realistic. If you really have fought for the freedom of the country, we will never go with a delegation. Increase our stipend. See? It is something like, all the Mahatmas of Bombay coming together and walking as procession. For every bhiksha, we should get at least 5,000 as the dakshina. Hamari mangi, puri karo. Hi. Imagine? So, do we get freedom? So, when we talk about bondage and freedom, are we clear what we are talking about? Bondage is what? Bondage is not in the world. Bondage is not in the mind. It is only of the wrong notions. Change your wrong notions and there you are. We only go on imagining that I am the most neglected one. Nobody loves me. You are stinking, therefore nobody loves you. See? That is why bondage and liberation. Bandham moksham chayaveti. And liberation means what? Liberation means that total freedom wherein no relative existence ever touches. Just like We illuminate the waking experiences, we illuminate the dream experiences, we illuminate the deep sleep experiences. But we are neither the waker, nor the dreamer, nor the deep sleeper. That continuous unbroken substratum supporting all the kinds of experiences is our real nature. Recognition of this absolute reality is called as freedom. So, bandham moksham cha yavetti. That is why, as I told you, this is the highest approach. Please understand this. Do not accept yourself even in a joke that you are a jiva. No. Refuse that proposition. Don't get enchanted by, in the last life I was so and so, in the next life I will be so and so. See, there's a friend of mine, he told me, Swamiji, I want to take your permission. Say, for what? He said, I have got siddhi by which I can know my as well as anybody's earlier lives, what he or she was. So, he told about his earlier lives. In the 7th life, I was a parrot. He himself, not about me. I am everything. So, he said, now I can tell about you. But I will not do it unless I seek your permission. Shall I tell you? I said, no. So, why? I said, what is there to know? Suppose you tell me that last life, Swamiji, you were a donkey. Then, shall I start kicking? And what am I going to get out of it? It is something like, I will tell you. Last night, you had put on a nightie. And then, in the morning, after you finish your bath, you have put on a lungi and you are doing a puja. Thereafter, then, before going to office, you put on your office uniform, necktie and everything. Then, when you came back from the office, you have put on your club uniform, a mini half pant and a t-shirt and a racket in your hand. And then again at night, you are in a nightie. So what am I going to get by knowing the different wardrobe you are talking about my wardrobe? Think. Don't accept this even in a fun. See? Bahunameni prathame. Bhagwan in Nachiket, in Kathopanishad, this is the question, doubt or the contemplation of Nachiket. Why my dad is telling me, go to Yamaraj? I am not that stupid to die and go to Yamaraj. And who has ever died? And then after he goes to Yamaraj, he asks this question. Kindly tell me about that reality, where there is no death, no birth. There is no limitation of papa, punya, dharma, adharma, sin, merit, this birth, that birth. This is only in between state. But we get so much enchanted by the wrappings and the contents are forgotten. Jiva is a wrapping in which Paramatma is packed. And when you want to market something, the wrappings are always most wonderful, isn't it? And there are many people who are extremely attracted toward the wrapping. For what? To put you inside. Where wrap and dispatch. In the same manner, the jiva, soul, this is only a wrapping in between. Don't give any importance to that. Get out of it. See? then only bandham moksham cha yavetti buddhi sa partha sattviki. Thereafter, yaya dharmam adharmam cha karyam cha akaryam cha eva cha ayathavat prajanati buddhi sa partha rajasi. Now the rajasic buddhi. What is rajasic buddhi? Yaya dharmam adharmam cha ayathavat prajanati. Where dharma adharma is wrongly understood, not properly understood. Now see, for example, there was a man who went to a Mahatma and he said that I have done so many sins. Oh Maharaj, please protect me that I don't go to the hell. Maharaj said, you will not go to hell. No, you don't know how many sins I have done. Please protect me, I should not go to hell. Maharaj said, you will not go to hell, I promise you. How come? Because you are already there. You don't have to go. By this what is said? That papa, punya, dharma, adharma is the load of guilt, the fear, the wrong notions that we are carrying on our head. See? Similarly, in Bhagavan Ravana Maharshi's life, a person asked him a question. Sir, if somebody gets realized, his sanchita karma will get burned, his prarabdha karma he will have to live through, his agami karma will also not happen. But the question is, what about the prarabdha karma? Now Bhagavan Ravana Maharshi told him a story. There was a man, he married to 3 girls. One in Delhi, second in Kolkata, and third in Chennai. And when he was in Delhi, it so happened that he died. So when he died, so is it only the Delhi wife became a widow and other 2 continued to be non-widows? See, if this jiva, the ego, to whom the sin and merit is attributed, when ayam aham kuto bhavati chinvataha ahi patatyaham, who is this ego, who is suffering, who is doing the sin, who is doing the merit? The moment you inquire about it, this ego disappears. And that is what is called as real freedom from ego, not the freedom for ego. See? Our understanding of spirituality, dharma is like what? I get married to one girl. And after 15 minutes come to know it was a wrong number. So I go to her with all sincerity. Look here, I think we cannot click. This is the latest terminology. You may not be knowing, but I am more updated. So, I think we can't click. So, let us spark. So they separate. So now he is no more a husband because he is divorced. Then again he imagines, if I marry that girl, I will be happy. So again he gives a chance. And what is the chance? First, as a husband he was miserable. Again he takes another husbandhood. And again, be very clear, again he wants to be happy by being a husband. But he doesn't understand. Husband, all the time, husband, he cannot be happy. Unless this is recognized. Our bondage and freedom, our dharma and adharma is like this. So what is the meaning of dharma, adharma? Dharma, dharma means only one thing. Anything that will take you away from yourself is adharma. And anything that will reach you to your essential self is dharma. And what is our dharma? Our dharma is Satchit Ananda. If we are able to attain and recognize this essential nature of ours, whatever we are doing is dharma. And what will be the result of this? If we are Sat, the fear of death will disappear. If we are Chit, the fear of deception will disappear. If we are Ananda, the fear of misery will disappear. And fearless, cheerful existence will be a natural expression of life. If that is happening, then we are walking the path of dharma. Otherwise, all the time, fear. I don't know, Swamiji, that day I went to Siddhivinayak temple and I don't know what happens. Whenever I go to any temple, Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Now, after I came out, my wife told, before Siddhivinayak, you say Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. And since then, now I am worried. What will happen? I said, Siddhivinayak will get confused. Whether I am Siddhivinayak or I am Krishna. पिछले वाला तो कह रहा था सिद्धिविनायक और ये कहता कृष्णा, who am I? You have done your job. See, dharmam adharma, they are unable to understand. Ayathavat prajanati. Second thing, karyam cha, akaryam cha. What is to be done, what is not to be done? Why they are not able to understand? Because they are functioning under the influence of the personal prejudice and desire. Friends, whenever we are functioning under desire pressure, we don't do that what we are supposed to do. We do that what we want to do. See? What is the reason? Because this Rajasic Buddhi is the one which is functioning under the fuel of likes and dislikes or desire. So, adharmam na vetti, karyam akaryam na vetti. So, ayathavat prajanati buddhi sa partha rajasi. And such a person, they will be doing a lot of dharma, but never understood what for all this. Please remember this. When we function outside, if our heart is created as pure, undisturbed, cheerful, without any doubt about ourselves, about the world, about the Lord, then alone we are functioning in a right manner. If this thing doesn't happen, we are only carrying the load of dharma. Yesterday I told you, how do we know whether we are following the path of dharma or not? Only one way. That is, as we grow, are we becoming more and more dispassionate or not? See, what happens normally? As we grow, we become more and more body-oriented. As we grow, we become more and more afraid of death. All the terrorists you see, they are in their teenage. They are in their very young age. They are all healthy people. They are less fearful. Because as we grow, our identification with the body becomes stronger and stronger. Be very attentive. If as a result of our lifestyle, our body identification has become strong, we have not lived spiritual life. See? Make it very clear. Leave no doubt. This is the purpose of dharma, adharma. So, karyam cha akaryam. Then the question comes, what for we are in this world? There are three types of people. Those who want to clean the dirty linens of the world. They are called as the sweepers. The second kind of people, those who want to clean their own heart. They are called as the seekers. The third category, neither they are interested in serving the society, nor they are interested in the purification of their heart. Then what they do? They lead the most selfish life called as the suckers. Make it very clear. Therefore, Rajasic Buddhi gives too much importance to the world. And such people are going astray. That is not the purpose of our life. Now, the next one, Tamasic Buddhi, the most wonderful one. Adharmam dharmamitiya manyate tamasavrutam sarvarthan viparitascha buddhisa partha tamasi. Adharmam dharma iti manyate. Whatever is said by tradition, whatever is said by the culture, how that is wrong, that is the only approach of their life. Andhashraddha unmulan. Not knowing, the faith is always blind. In the area of knowledge, you don't require faith. I don't have faith that I am alive. I know I am alive. I have faith that I cannot do this, or I have faith I may be able to do it. Wherever there is an area of ignorance, there we require the strength of faith. Therefore, here the first thing, adharmam dharma iti manyate. What is the adharma is considered as dharma? Whatever is said by our tradition and culture, how that is wrong, that becomes the only purpose of their life. The other day, I went to Cochin. One of my friend, his 60th birthday was being celebrated. So I went for that. And his 3 children, all grown-up doctors, very nice children, good family. About 400-500 people from that village has come, and a very nice, homely, lovely function. So when we go, we have to talk. Without that, they don't give food. Papi पेट के लिए बोलना पड़ता है. So they say, now we are so happy, Swamiji has come to bless. So we request him to bless us. So mic and all the camera, TV, everything. So naturally, Tathastu 3, you have to give a long lecture. So I started. A society which does not have tradition and culture is a society of animals. Animals don't have traditions. Animals don't have culture. And that society where tradition and culture is, there the expansion is tremendous. For example, take our Indian culture and tradition and society. Food. How much expansion? You start from Kanyakumari, go to Kashmir. On the way, you can get so many number of dishes that you can stop counting after some time. Enough. Khalo. Why? Because such a long tradition and long culture. And you go to the most prosperous, overdeveloped baby, 200 years old. What is the culture? What is the tradition? This is the place where Coca-Cola was born. Beyond that, they can't think about anything. And when we belong to that tradition and culture, and how do we know that? In our tradition and culture, it is said that when the father, mother become 60 years of age, we celebrate their birthday. For what? Be very attentive. For making them realize that mom, dad, we need you. You are not the furnitures. You are not the unwanted wrappings. After the contents are taken out, throw them away in the garbage. No, mom, dad, we need you. Friends, in the old age, what is most painful is an experience where we come to realize that we are the most unwanted people in the world. to instill this self-respect in the old people, that you are not the unwanted garbage in the house. How important. This cannot be taught. Then this is passed on as a tradition, as a culture from generation to generation. And this is how the society is maintained. Second thing, we observe Shraddha. What for Shraddha? When somebody dies and then we do puja and give them hot food. So when after death you are supposed to give hot food to the dead one, means what? When they are living. That time also they have to be respected. That tradition, that culture where elders are not respected is animalistic lifestyle. When this is not understood, adharmam dharma iti manyate. Therefore, we know my dog. The other day I was in London. Morning time I used to go for a walk before the meditation class. So, after I take my walk, come and we will have the class. Kaivalya Upanishad I have taken there for the text. So, I saw at about 6 o'clock in the morning, one lady with a dog. They are never alone. Not the dogs. And it was the dog that was leading. So in the morning when you see somebody, you say hi, hello. So I said hi. Immediately the snob of a British was on the face. And then I said, okay, I will also say how you don't talk to me. I like to play in my life. I never become serious on this journey. नहीं बोलते हम नहीं बोलेंगे, कहीं बुलवा के छोड़ेंगे. So when I was coming back, again she was, having a company of the dog and talking to the dog. Honey, go quickly. Mummy has to go to office. Now, when the dog is your honey and you are the mummy, Ram, Ram, Ram. So, when I was coming back, again she was, talking to the dog. Then I started talking to the dog. I said, he is sweet. How cute you are. Immediately the eyes was thawed. And he started. Yes, he's very understanding. He has got such intelligence that he knows when I want what. When I come from the work, he is there to receive me. Because there is nobody else. Now, then, it looks to be a bulldog. No, this is not a bulldog. And then she started telling about the pedigree of the dog. Dog's pedigree we know. What about your pedigree? Hey, in our country we don't have father. We are only born out of mothers. See? You go to the West. The name of the father is not written on the form when a baby is delivered in the hospital. Because we don't know. Bhagwan ki kripa hai. See? Therefore, adharmam dharma iti manyate. And that kind of lifestyle is considered as the most prosperous lifestyle. See? Third example I'll give you. How this tamasic thinking, intelligence is destroying our society. Our Indian family once called me in US. And they had a problem. Their daughter was all the time insisting that she has to go for dating. So the parents, Indian parents, frustrated. So family, you talk to something, So when I went, she said, I know why my mom and dad called you, but be ready. I am a frank, open American girl. I said, all right, don't worry. And then what's wrong in that? I said, you tell me, who is intelligent person? He who learns or he who doesn't learn? Of course, he who learns is intelligent. Now, one step further. He who learns by making mistake is more intelligent, or he who learns from the mistake made by others? Naturally, he who learns from the mistake of others is more intelligent. Very good. Now you have the data. Your parents are married without dating and together for last 30 years. And you see in your society, every couple is a product of the dating, and after some time, another dating. Whole life they are only calendaring. No life. Why don't you learn from this? Adharmam dharma iti manyate. This is how, if we have got clear and deep understanding about our scriptures, we are not required to argue in favor or against anything. Adharmam dharma iti manyate ya tamasa vruddha, and sarvarthan viparitascha buddhi. And their buddhi is perverted. Viparita means perverted. And what is the perversion? Perversion is whatever is done by our elders is always wrong. This is the perversion of the younger generation. What is the perversion of the elder generation? Whatever the youngsters do is always wrong. See, Kalidas very clearly writes in his writing, the wisdom is, there is nothing like all right or all wrong anywhere. The wise person is he who is able to select the best and make the use of his life. Therefore, sarvarthan viparitascha buddhi, this perverted intellect is tamasic intellect. It is something like this. In one family, this was the fight. This happened in Goa. Before the house, we have Tulasi Vrindavan, where you keep the Tulsi plant. And this one girl married from Bombay went to Goa. Goa people are so simple and so nicely lazy. Nothing disturbs them. They are sthita prajna. So, this Bombay girl. Bombay girl means what? All the time. Like the local. Never shant. So, when she went there, now in that Goa family they have a tradition that there is a nice Tulasi Vrindavan, and the old lady, she puts the lamp and the water and the milk and the pradakshina. So you follow that. You will merge in that family. Why only Tulasi? I like cactus. And then near to that Tulasi, she planted a cactus. Ram, Ram, Ram. And her logic is, what is wrong? In cactus there is no God. See? So when this was happening and that problem came, Swamiji, you tell her. I said, no mama, she is right. God is everywhere. As much is in Tulasi, so much is in the cactus. Let it be there. So she was so happy. See, Swamiji also said, yes, the food value is in properly cooked food, as well as the food value is in a rotten egg. If you analyze it chemically, it has a food value. So don't throw. Eat all the rubbish on the road. It has a food value. See? Sarvarthan viparitascha. This kind of perverted thinking is called as tamasic buddhi. Now, after this, we may have understanding. But only understanding is not enough. But what is required is perseverance. And the perseverance is also of three types. Now what is that one? First, dhrutyayaya dharayate manaprāṇendriya kriyām yogena vyabhicharinya dhruti sa partha satviki. First, yaya dhrutya, by that perseverance, mana prana indriya kriya yogena avyabhicharinya dhrutya dharayate. Means what? That perseverance by which we keep on going on the spiritual path. And what is the spiritual path? First, self-discipline. Second thing, commitment. Third thing, not giving up. And fourth thing, clarity about the goal of our life. And this has to be continuously done. Normally what happens? We get some kind of spiritual influenza, and then after 2 days we go to the master. Sir, how much time it will take to realize? It will take about, Bhagavad Gita said, Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanamanvam Prapadyate. It takes many, many lives. My God, yes. But then is it worth? You give try. It's no compulsion. See? Why this is said in Gita, it takes many lives. You are tested. Are you committed or not? See, these stories come in Upanishad. Indra and Virochana. Indra, the king of gods, Virochana, the king of Rakshasas. Rakshasas means educated, illiterate, they are called as Rakshasas. So these Indra and Virochana, they go to Brahaspati, Guru Maharaj. Sir, please tell us the wisdom. Brahaspati said, very good, you have come. Now stay in the ashram for 1000 years, do some seva, and then we will tell you. I am in a hurry. I have to catch 9:22 local. Now such local catching fellows can never know the truth. So, dhruti, perseverance, patience is extremely necessary. Friends, more the prosperity, lesser the patience. Lesser the patience, more the patients. More the patients, more the doctors. This is how the whole system is going on. So, first is yaya dhrutya, that perseverance, that patience by which mana, prana, indriya, kriya, all our faculties are totally controlled, yogena, by the practice of yoga abhyas. Please understand this thing. Whenever we study scriptures as we are doing, the problem is why this knowledge does not remain with us all the time. What is the reason? It is so volatile. Because it is not kept in a proper container. And that proper container is created by the yoga abhyas. Now what is yoga abhyas? I'll tell you in very short. First step in yoga abhyas. Our relationship with the world should be such that we are not a problem for the world and the world is not a problem for us. First. Second thing. We are not a problem for ourselves also. Many times we are a problem for ourselves. Third, stability. The ability to remain undisturbed and quiet, physically, mentally and tonguely. Quiet, stairya. And then, next thing, our activities should be well disciplined in the right area, not everywhere. When this happens, you will be naturally withdrawing yourself from the world. And when you are able to naturally withdraw from the world, then you can think about control of mind. And in that control of mind, dharana, dhyan, samadhi, control of mind with reference to time, space and object. So when all these things are sincerely practiced, in such a mind alone, the knowledge takes place. But this portion, we normally bypass. And we imagine, by reading and studying, nothing will happen. So, knowledge you gather as information. But that information is converted into experience through yoga abhyas. And therefore, it is an essential ingredient of our spiritual life. And when we practice yoga abhyas, we require patience and perseverance. The other day, one person came and was telling Swamiji, I am extremely disturbed, what I should do. I said, if you will do, I will tell you. Yes. I said, first of all, don't argue, don't ask any questions. Yes. When you sit down, whenever you are sitting down, except while driving, and when you are free, you are not doing anything, that time, in a row, count your own breathing. And see that how many more breathing you can count without interruption. So, you breathe in, breathe out, 1. Breathe in, breathe out, 2. And see how many you can go. Practice this. And when you start doing that, slowly, all the agitations of your mind will die away. And he did it probably. After a month or so, I received a phone call from him. Swamiji, all my problems are solved. Thank you very much. What I have done? Nothing. Only I have inculcated patience in him. You know what happens? We don't have patience. You remember our Shirdi Sai Baba? Shraddha and Saburi. Saburi is patience. And the patience is developed by the simple technique. You don't require anything outside. The other day, I was on airport, Bombay only. And in that flight announcement, some mistake, something or the other happens. And one passenger shouting and fighting all that. So that person who was taking care of him, he said, Sir, don't shout, talk slowly, we can sort it out. Why not I will shout? Shouting is my right. We can't have little bit of patience. Things will go left or right. This is how the life is. When we don't have patience, please understand, we are mentally ill people. Therefore, here, Dhritya yayadharayate manapranendriya kriya. And if we don't have patience, we can achieve nothing in this world or in the other world. So with the patience, continue to walk the spiritual path. Don't worry how much time it takes. The moment you stop thinking when it will happen, it happens. The barrier is this when in between. You are that. But you are waiting. I think, the 3 years are over. I am meditating. I think another 4-5 years. Because I heard Vivekananda was meditating on that rock for 3 days and he was realized. No, I am trying to find out a rock. I got a rock, but not an ocean. I don't know what I should do. I am thinking to build a rock in the ocean and then sit there. Nothing will happen. Please remember, spiritual life is not a mimicry. Every one of us have to walk our own path. Somebody was living his life as a beggar like our Shirdi Sai Baba in a most dilapidated thing. Therefore, I will also try that. People will start throwing stones at you and you will take them and return back. Please understand. Spiritual life, you have to live, find out your own path, your own way. And that you can discover only when you have patience. It is not a mimicry. So, yogena vyavicarinya dhruti sa partha satviki. Now the second kind of dhruti. Yayatu dharma kamarthan dhritya dharayate arjuna prasangena phalakankshi dhruti sa partha rajasi. Sattvic dhruti is that which helps us walk the spiritual path. In technical terms, it is called as seeking the absolute parama purushartha, moksha. So when we want to attain the parama purushartha, moksha, liberation, freedom, emancipation, or the nirvana, God realization, for that the sattviki dhruti, patience is required. There is second kind of patience. What is that? Dharma, artha and the kama. When you want to earn money, you require a lot of patience. See, those people who are dedicated to the Trigunatmika Prakriti. No, it is a great patience, you can't do it. And they don't know, 3 days have passed in the three fingers in the hand. That is artha. When you earn money, you require a lot of patience. Then kama. For the fulfillment of the desire, we require a lot of patience. You go and stand in a queue to get that dirty dosha from a roadside shop. No, after that our number is there. Wait. Kama. And third, dharma. You know, you sit there and the Pandit is saying mantra and Pandit is very comfortable. I remember as a child, on that Shraddha day, first the Pandit is given food, then we used to be given food. And Pandit is doing, they start their puja only after 12 o'clock. They can't start before that. So 12 to 3 o'clock, aram se puja. And after that, the Pandits are supposed to be fed. And they are eating slowly. And we children, very strictly, because we are very hungry, isn't it? So, when it is dharma, artha, kama, you require a lot of patience. This patience to continue to struggle in the relative world is called as rajasic dhruti. This is also patience. But that patience is for what? For only the external prosperity and not the internal purity. Because prasangena phalakangshi. Reason is prasanga. Prasanga means extreme attachment to the results. Here prasanga doesn't mean an occasion. Sangha means attachment. Prasanga means extreme attachment. Because of extreme attachment to the results of their pursuit, they are able to maintain a long patience. And thereafter, the last one is the tamasic dhruti. Yaya sapnam bhayam shokam vishadam madamevacha na vimunchati durmedha dhruti sa partha tamasi. And that perseverance where swapna, bhaya, shoka, vishada, mada, these are maintained throughout life. Many people live only on the basis of dream. You know, Swamiji, last night I had a very funny dream. What happened? One black cat came and climbed on my throat. And then I shouted and I got up. Now what is going to happen? Oh, it is a terrible dream. This dream was seen by Ravana. Really? Yes, there is a record. Then what happened? He died. Oh. But there is a way. I said, yes, there is a way. Invoke Rama through me. Then make a cat 1 kilogram of gold and give it to me. All your worries will disappear. Now new worries will start. What will Swamiji do with that? Swapnam. And then bhayam. Some people are extremely afraid for nothing. Constantly living under fear. Then shokam. Shokam is all the time living in the past glory. जब हम जवान थे, जाने कहाँ गए वो दिन, पता नहीं आप क्यों नहीं गए? All the time living in the past. And vishadam, perpetually disgusted, depressed, dejected. And madamevacha, extreme arrogance. This thing is never given up. And to continue to maintain this kind of negative personality requires a great patience. And that is called as dhruti sa partha tamasi. And when all these things are done, then the deyam, what we are seeking in life, we all are seeking only one thing, and that is happiness. Now that's neya padartha. What we want in this world, that happiness is also described with reference to these three gunas, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. And then the whole topic will be summarized by the Lord. And then He will take us that we have to negotiate through the turmoils of these three moods, sattva, rajas, tamas, and come to discover that you are that absolute substratum supporting the total relativity and never get influenced by any relativity and discover the absolute joy that you are. Ma Shuchaha. With this, in the next session, we will conclude. This session we conclude here. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.